Welcome to the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast, where we explore the unexplained and mysterious phenomena that have occurred throughout the state of Michigan and beyond.
From UFO sightings to ghostly encounters, we delve deep into the stories, the evidence, and the theories behind these strange events.
We are your hosts. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Wayne.
We are an educator duo that after an encounter with a triangular UFO in 2018 in Michigan, we decided to investigate UFOs and the paranormal. In this podcast, we will be speaking with eyewitnesses, experts, and researchers to uncover the truth about some of the most intriguing cases of paranormal activity in and around Michigan.
Our goal is not to convince anyone of the existence of these phenomena, but rather to provide a platform for discussion and exploration. So, buckle up and join us on this journey down the paranormal rabbit hole.
On an escalator.
Hey, greetings everyone. How's everybody doing out there?
Hey everyone, and I'm thinking tonight that escalator, that motor is going to be amped up a little bit.
Yeah, so tonight's show is basically going to be about talking what we're going to be doing with the show coming up in the future, some of the changes that are going to happen to the show and the channel, and then we're going to premiere a couple of short videos from an interview that we did on Saturday that will air next Sunday at 8:00, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute.
So here's the thing. If you tuned in last week, we kind of give a teaser at the end that we had something big going on and that something big has started to happen. So you guys are going to see a couple trailers tonight based off of the discussion that we had yesterday afternoon with a young man and his wife.
Yes. So, and we're going to get into all of that and discuss some things. So, I guess we should go right into talking a little bit about the changes to the show and the channel and things that are going to go on.
So don't worry, we're not going anywhere, folks. That's one thing. So we want to make that a point. But Wayne,
we'll get into that a little bit more on the next thing that we talk about here when we talk about the show we did with Benny. If anything does happen where the show disappears, you'll know that it wasn't us. Okay, so I just want to put that out there for everybody. We're not planning on leaving,
but there are some names, big names that we're going to be talking about that.
Well,
I don't know if they're going to be too happy with what is being uncovered or talked about.
So we're going to put a disclaimer out there here in a little bit, but the changes to the channel. So if you guys remember back in the day, the date was February 21st, 2021, when Michelle and I started the podcast. And we did that for a good 3.5 years before we started doing live streaming. And the podcast was really quite large. And it kept growing, and we were really surprised about how much it had been growing, especially when it was owned by a company called Anchor. And Anchor was the hosting platform that took our recordings and then would disseminate that out to iTunes and Apple Podcasts.
Isn't that when we were doing Zoom?
Yeah, we were doing Zoom interviews.
And everything was audio and
yep, there was no video component to the show.
And then let's jump to 2023, November of 2023.
Yeah, so we started, is really more in October. We started playing around with doing live streams, and everything was going pretty well. And then around the end of November, and I wasn't paying very much attention to analytics at the time, because Spotify had come in and bought Anchor. And then we started taking the audio. We started bringing on the people we were interviewing onto the live show. And then we would record the live show, obviously, and we'd put it out there just like you guys are seeing now. And then we would take the audio from that and with very little edits, go ahead and release the audio through now what's called, instead of Anchor, Spotify for podcasters. And that would get disseminated around everywhere. And of course, Spotify wants everything Spotify first, right? So, and that's where Joe Rogan went and all that stuff. So you guys all know how that all went in history. Well, going back through the analytics and doing some digging, what I found was that, and hearing from some people, that the live stream video shows did not transfer very well to the audio side of things. So for about the last year or so, last year and a half, Michelle and I have been walking a very fine, tricky line between doing a video show and an audio show at the same time. And those two platforms don't really seem to mix very well. So we've been wrestling with that for a while because, to be perfectly honest, we lost about 45% of our listenership in the podcast arena. And that started about a month after we started doing the live streaming. So it's like, are you guys podcasters or are you a video channel? Because it really seems like they're not working well together. So we're going to still try to make it work. But to do that, we're going to be doing some more experimenting and moving some things around, how we start the show. We're probably going to do some more pre-recorded interviews and release them on the live stream like we're doing next week. But the pre-recorded shows and the live streams, one of the biggest things that I think we need to do, and I was talking with Michelle about this, is I think if we, and I'm going to break my own rules right now because we're in a live stream and I see people in there that have been with us for a very long time. And if you have comments on this, let us know. But I think the live stream needs to become more structured so that, welcoming people into the live stream and responding to people in the live stream does not carry over.
That may be more of like me on YouTube.
Yeah.
Doing more of the welcoming,
More
in the
chat
background
instead of speaking to people in the chat room. So, and by the way, we're just putting this out there to be honest and have, open transparency as to some of the things that we're trying to do with the show, because we don't have a lot of time.
So, and the things like, the call to action and everything that we would do at the beginning of the show, we're going to move to the end of the show.
Yep.
And kind of get the guests on earlier if it is a live stream, just like any questions that folks have in chat. We will star those and then ask those questions at the end.
Yeah.
If the question wasn't already answered in their actual, discussion with us.
So that means like Michelle's going to be really into the producer role.
Yeah.
At that point, there'll be a lot.
There might be times where all you guys see is the side of my face the whole time because, I'm looking at the second screen with the YouTube. So just giving you a heads up with that.
Yeah.
But we will say something about next week's pre-recorded show.
Well, let's finish going through this a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. And then we'll get into that. Then I'll let you take over.
Okay.
So let's see. Yep, you were right. We're jumping immediately into interviews and doing a quick welcome monologue. Calls to action, like our email address and stuff like that. that kind of stuff might just go away completely, if not just be at the end of the live stream, if at all. I mean, people in this day and age know, you know, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, how to find our emails and things like that.
Plus, in the show notes, we have the email address too.
Exactly. So a lot of that stuff's going to go away, or become extremely truncated and short. And there's a lot more other things that we want to clean up. So there's, just we're doing a lot of brainstorming and coming up with things so that we can still walk this fine line of live streamer, video people, and audio podcast. And we're trying to keep everybody happy.
And you know what? Let's think of this analogy. We've got a car that's making a little bit of a rattle, and we're just taking it into the mechanic.
Yeah.
So if that's the
Yeah.
best one I can come up with off the top of my head.
Yep. So, again, why are we doing this? It has to do with the analytics from the audio podcast. And this is our only way of interviewing people. It's either one or the other for us. It's either we do an audio podcast and we record people on Zoom or something like this, and then we release the audio podcast and that's it. Or we can do the video interviews like we've been doing and then turn around and release that, but keeping it mindful for the people in the audio realm as well. Cause there's a lot. There's a lot of people that want to listen to a podcast in their car and things like that. And they don't want to hear, us responding to somebody's question that they don't ever see in the chat and things like that. So again, that's really what we're wrestling with and what we're trying to deal with. So, for those of you in the audio world that will hear this, we've heard your complaints and I've seen your analytics and everything. We got you, and we're going to try some new things.
We're teachers. We look at data.
Yeah, we do. It's part of our job. So so it's going to take some time to work out the bugs, and we're trying to juggle a lot, and we don't have a lot of time to do like 2 separate shows. So, and we really like doing the video shows and recording that and then releasing it. And again, doing the audio shows, taking the audio file from the video and turning that into an audio podcast. The more structure we make this on YouTube, the easier and less time it takes for me to do the editing for the audio. And that is huge because, and I'm starting a new school, teaching in a new school this year. I have no idea what to expect and what my time commitment's going to be like. So
he's no longer a high school teacher. There's 2 middle school teachers in this house. Please pray for us.
Yeah. We need your prayers. And another thing too, and this is just mentioning really quickly, we're going to keep our same Sunday 8:00 spot, regardless of who's streaming at that time and who decides to switch their times up or anything like that. Any other podcasters and stuff. The only thing I can say is, if you don't catch our show, you can always catch it later. And we're going to continue to do our thing, even if there's just one person watching us, because everybody else is somewhere else.
Or if you miss the show, you can always go over to, Spotify or iHeartRadio or iTunes and listen to it from there as well.
Yep.
So,
all right, Michelle, why don't you talk a little bit while I drink a little iced coffee?
So, coffee. So, as Wayne was saying, tonight was more just a little bit of an explanation of how some things are being restructured, and also a kind of building upon last week's teaser of a gentleman that we spoke to along with his wife that uncovered some very interesting information that we had been told by a friend of ours in the UFO community, a very trusted source. And so, upon interviewing this gentleman, we have two trailers that we're going to share with you tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And what I am asking, and Wayne is asking for you to do, is number one, set your notification for next week's episode.
Absolutely.
Now, next week's episode on the 17th, it will be a release of the first interview of this
First.
gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
First
We're gonna have
interview of this
multiple.
gentleman. And while Wayne and I will not be live on screen, we will be in the chat room talking with everyone and trying to answer questions along the way that you may have.
Yep.
But what I would suggest that you do is pay close attention to the trailers tonight and start writing down those questions that you have.
Yes.
Because I can already come up with about 10 questions just based off of one trailer. And we're going to show you two. Once we release this video next week, then the following Sunday,
We're gonna
we get to have this gentleman on the live.
on the live.
So this is where it is very important.
And
Set those notifications. Come
Yep.
watch. It's like a watch party next week.
Yes.
If you think about it, come watch the release of this interview with us. Get your questions written down. I mean, heck, you could probably preload some questions and send them to Wayne, at the email so that, we've got them ready for you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So it would definitely help. And then after the kind of like the online meet and greet with this gentleman, we're gonna see where it goes from there, because I have a feeling this is kind of like a mini docu-series.
Yeah. So yeah, she's exactly right. Next week we're doing this interview with a gentleman named Ben Foggin. And it's gonna probably break everything known in the world of ufology. And he wanted to bear all on our show. So because of him not being very technological and very savvy in computer stuff, he wasn't sure about being able to do a live and everything. Well, thank God for grandkids, because she got him set up and everything went really well with the interview we recorded. Now, these interviews are going to shake up everything, but it's going to put a lot of the puzzle pieces of ufology and UFOs into a proper place where I think things will start making more logical sense. And it's really all I can say. But if you know anyone in the UFO community, you need to have them come at least next week. It's already
Watch the
set
live.
up. Yep, it's already set up on YouTube and scheduled and everything to watch that video on that interview on the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
So, and you guys are gonna have questions.
Yep. So,
but because he won't, obviously, it's a watch party episode.
Correct. And so don't put any questions into chat next week. And I ask people in that interview, and he asked people in that interview, and he even said before we started the interview to have people email in or ask questions. And then he went on to say he wanted to do a part 2 and do it live on the 24th, which is the next time we would be able to have him on at 8 p.m. and would want to take questions from the audience. So again, we're going to have it structured where we're going to talk to him for probably about an hour and a half, and then use the last half hour, because we have to keep it to about 2 hours. Use the last half hour for your questions. So you can email them to us at that time. You can put them in chat on the 24th, and we will, like Michelle said, we're going to star them and make sure we don't have duplicates and things like that.
No, Wayne, from my memory from the interview yesterday, we're the first show that he's actually gone on, correct?
Yes, he was a featured, not a speaker, but I guess he was a panelist in this latest MUFON symposium that went on in Cincinnati just this past like couple weeks ago.
So, but because of one of our dear friends knowing this gentleman and what he has in his possession, it came to us, and we were able to get Benny onto the show.
Yes.
So,
And I don't think he's going to do any other interviews. I think he just wanted to. He's literally blowing up, quote unquote, ufology with what he has and what he's gone through over the last 30, 40 years.
And there are some name
and he's
drops.
Legit. There is.
There are some name drops that when I say did him dirty, as my kids would say.
Yeah. Yeah. And you guys will see this. This is why I'm saying next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, the interview we did is probably going to be, I think it's the most controversial and most explosive interview we've ever done, and the most explosive information for ufology and for cryptids, as you guys will find out on the 24th.
Yeah, this is not just about UFOs.
No.
It branches off into the paranormal, and
everybody's been trying to make the connections between cryptids and UFOs and stuff. And
so yes, watch party next Sunday, August 17th, and live show with the guest Benny Foggin.
Yep.
On August 24th, literally 2 nights before I start back to school with the kids, guys.
Now, and this absolutely does have to do with recovered alien material.
All right. So Wayne, right there, you're going to stop. Let's go ahead and open up this first trailer.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you guys ready for a trailer? You ready for a short? Ready. T-Bone says he's looking forward to the trailer. Okay. Now, I cannot stress enough, and I'm going to turn off the comments so that they're not playing on screen. I cannot stress enough, you guys, this is from his experience, and we're just going to take it from there. So these are in short formats because I will release the shorts after the interview next week, but I want you guys to see this. And I think this leads in good to what we're going to be talking about. This is crazy. That's Benny down at the bottom there, and obviously it's me. And I'm asking him about things that he's been going through. And now he goes from 1995 to the 2017 release of the videos from the Nimitz and things like that. Okay. And by the way, guys, let me know in chat if you can't hear this, if this video, the audio doesn't play through. So here we go. Double check. Here we go. Now you're at 2018. All of this stuff is going on. It's after the Tic Tac, Go Fast, gimbal type UFOs have been released. Now, are you watching all of this? Are you involved in the community and seeing all of this stuff going on and thinking, what's your thought process? Like, what's going through your head while you're dealing with all of this metal and all of this, and then you see this coming out?
Lou Elizondo, when he came to my house, he told my wife and me, he goes, I have to thank you. He goes, because the TV station that they were trying to make a deal with on that program that they had.
Unidentified inside America's UFO investigation.
Right. Yeah. I think it was like a 2 or 3 part thing. He goes, the TV people were not interested. Didn't want to do it. He goes, but we showed them the result of your metal. He goes, they signed the contract on the spot.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys are saying it sounded tin canny, kind of choppy.
Yeah, hopefully you were able to read the translation
Okay.
on that one.
Let me try something else on that one. All right, I'm gonna. Okay, I'm experimenting here. I'm gonna try to upload. Let me see, this one right here. Nope, it's this one. 95. Now you're at 2018. How is all this? Of this stuff is going on. It's after the Tic Tac, Go Fast, gimbal type UFOs have been released.
Yeah.
Now, are you watching all of this? Are you involved in the community and seeing all of this stuff going on and thinking, what's your thought process? Like, what's going through your head while you're dealing with all of this metal and all of this, and then you see this coming out?
Lou Elizondo, when he came to my house, he told my wife and me, he goes, I have to thank you. He goes, because the TV station that they were trying to make a deal with on that program that they had.
What was that? The unidentified inside America's UFO investigation. That
right.
One?
Yes, that one. I think it was like a 2 or 3 part thing or something to it. He goes, the TV people were not interested. They didn't want to do it. He says, but we showed them the results of your metal. And he goes, and they signed the contract on the spot. He goes,
oh, wow.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was him talking about Lou Elizondo and certain other people like Tom DeLonge coming and taking the alien metal that he had. They went and got it tested. And at the same time, they were trying to get that unidentified, that UFO show that Elizondo Into the Stars was shopping around and putting together. Well, nobody was interested in it until they showed them the results of the tests. T-Bone, we're working on it.
That was a conversation I had with Wayne this morning.
Yep. T-Bone asked, will we see the metal? I'm going to say yes, because I think he will show it for us.
At least. What still remains.
Yeah. And again, you got to watch the video next week
to find out why I just said that.
What's going on. All right. So, okay. So that sound worked out better. Perfect. So the next one I'm going to need to upload. Let me double check here. Okay. All right. So I'm just
got to be on this one.
I'm just going to play this.
Starting off with.
Okay. You guys be the judge. Okay. And this is our second trailer kind of teaser we wanted to put out there for you.
That starting off with is that our metal levitated, that they applied some type of electricity to it and it levitates.
The
It
whole piece, or did they take a little chunk?
The whole piece.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it had a EMF signal coming from it, electromagnetic frequency. It would give off a signal, then it would stop, then it would give off a signal, and then it would stop. He told us that, and then he says, Benny, you're not going to believe this. He said, but from the time that we picked up your metal and drove all the way back to Texas, Austin, Texas, I believe it was.
The he's talking about is Lou Elizondo was telling him this.
We were followed by a UFO, and we have it on film.
I'm telling you guys, you have to see this interview next Sunday. It is, when I said this will break ufology, this is going to break ufology. It's also going to put a lot of things in perspective and put things out there. So, I see some things in chat there, like Lou is a grifter and things like that. I see you, metalhead. This stuff is all documented, man. All this stuff is documented. They filmed Hell Put Off, and all those guys filmed the testing. We have not seen it, T-Bone. T-Bone asked if we've seen it float. No, but they videoed it. Also at the MUFON Symposium, you're going to find out not only did Benny have the metal there, but they showed some videos of things too, and Benny's going to talk about that next week. All right.
So and then Benny will talk even more.
Yes.
On the 24th.
And then on the 24th, when we have Benny back here live, he wants questions from you guys. So you guys got some homework over the next, well, I know. And I saw Jeff say, you gotta get people in here. He gets it though. You can't reveal all of it at once. Well, we want to build up the hype, first of all, but this is going to be huge for ufology. And we want to preserve Benny's story because he has, and I have the documents. He sent me the documents from the testing of that alien metal that came off of a UFO over their house. And he's going to discuss all this. I have all of the testing material. And so, and all of this stuff is on video. It's gonna break people's brains.
Again, for those listening, this is next week's release is going to be round 1.
And
when I say round 1, round 2 will be August 24th. And there will probably be a round 3 and a round 4.
Yep. And Rick, just to address your comment here about since the name Lou is in the story, I will remain a skeptic. Absolutely. And you're going to see why I agree with you, but I 100% believe Benny. 100%.
So, and then you guys will also be able to see just how passionate his wife is about the whole subject as well.
I don't know. Should we give them one more?
Nope. I would wait until.
Ooh, Michelle is mean.
Ooh.
All right.
I'm pulling rank on this one.
So those are the 2 trailers and teasers we wanted to show you guys for next week. Anybody who's into UFOs, been scratching their heads, skeptics, true believers, all of that, point them over here next Sunday at the video release. We'll be in chat, but we will not be live in the video. Okay, so it's all set up. Share out the link from there. Build up the hype. Helps us out. And
we'll be part of the watch party with you.
We'll be there. We'll be there. Okay, Michelle, did I miss anything? Did we want to mention anything else for people, or should we get out of here?
Nope, I think that was it for the night. We don't want to stray too far off the subject.
Correct. Well, all right, everybody. We love seeing you guys. We are keeping it short and sweet. Look at that, 36 minutes. Get ready for a wild ride. And again, we're going to keep doing the show. If you don't see us after next week's show, help.
Why do I feel like I need to go take blood pressure medication now? Thanks, Wayne.
No, I'm just buying extra ammo.
Oh,
So, yeah, whatever needs to happen. All right, everybody.
Lord.
Have a great night. Thank you for joining us, Michelle.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next Sunday.
All right. And remember, keep those eyes to that sky.
And obviously the lock on the front door, too.
Yes.